Oh, gobble gobble, I'm a turkey. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Sewing Machine Adventures. Yeah! Brand new episode of Sewing Machine Adventures. I don't know whether I'll remember how to edit the introduction to this because it's literally been that long. I can only apologise.
That's not good enough.
I'm finally starting to fire up the original series of the many series that I do. And I think it's been a very long time since we've had a brand new episode of Sewing Machine Adventures. And my sewing skills have always been shite! Pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. So the fact that I haven't had this sewing machine out for I don't know how long. I question how well this is going to go, and I question whether I'm going to be able to actually remember how to sew. Hopefully it's like riding a bike and you just don't forget. Oh no! So since it's been quite a long time, I thought I would start off with a project that basically started this series. And the first time I tried anything, I tried to sew myself a pair of gloves. I have done it wrong. One side's inside out, one side's the right way. Because the internet told me that gloves were a very easy sewing project and a very easy beginner project.
Lies, and more lies, and lies on top of lies. That's all that is.
So I'm going to try and redeem myself. I feel like I learned a lot from that one. Mainly, allow myself a lot of room. I can't get this on my arm. Look at it, it's so tight. And because a pair of gloves sounds a bit basic at this point, I thought I would make gloves with fringe. Oh, who doesn't love fringe? I'm going to be a cowgirl.
Bang, bang, cowgirl, crazy better duck when I ride.
So I've got some red cotton, I've got my fringe, and I guess we're just going to try and make some gloves today. Before I start cutting, I'm just going to refresh my mind on how to make a pair of gloves.
Cut in between the fingers for each one like this.
Well, I can do that.
One thing I think I'm already going to struggle with is the fact that I didn't buy a stretch fabric, did I? This has got absolutely no give in it at all. Oh, it's going to be a miracle if I make gloves. I always do this to myself. I always set myself up for failure, don't I? Alright, well, we'll just
Jump off a cliff.
we'll figure it out. Although, to be fair, I'm going to measure this time, and last time I don't think I measured at all. I just went for it. Okay, let's do some measurements. The irritating thing is that the person who made their gloves, they had an assistant who helped them measure stuff. So, like, that's nice, isn't it? You want to go from the index finger to basically where you want your gloves to end. We will not make any fisting jokes in this video, by the way.
Hey, who was that?
56 centimeters. Yeah, why not? And then how wide are my arms? I've got very thin little stringy arms, so shouldn't be too much fabric wasted. I don't feel like telling you my measurements of my bicep because everyone will laugh. It's 28 centimeters. Do not laugh at me. I haven't been to the gym in a very long time, okay? All my muscles, the little muscles that I did have worn away by now. And I want to fold this fabric in 4 because I'm going to make 2 gloves. And I think they can be the same, can't they? You don't have a left and a... Do you have a left and a right glove? Yes, standard gloves are sold as left and right pairs because our hands are mirror images. By the way, I've been suffering really badly from a cold this past week, okay? So I'm very sensitive. I'm still sniffly. We're all on snot watch today, okay? So yeah, so my brain's not really working very well. The video I watched, she folded her fabric 4 times to make some gloves and they just did the one measurement. I feel like you can because you just flip it round, don't you? Yeah, they're the same. I can just flip it round and it looks the same, doesn't it? I need to fold it 4 times and then it just saves us like clarting around, doesn't it? See, I'm pretty sure the last time I made the pair of gloves, I did each bit separately. I don't think I folded the fabric at all. And it's something I really, really struggle to wrap my head around. People have been screaming at us in the comments for years about folding fabrics. And for some reason, I just couldn't absorb that information, but I feel like I finally have. There will still be some instances where I forget. I know there will. Make sure it's nice and tight, so the measurement's all correct. 56 centimeters. I'm gonna do it 57 just in case. I'd rather have too much glove than too little. I'm also not entirely sure where I'm going to put the fringe. Like, how is that going to work? Figure it out later. So that's my line for the 56 centimeters, and then I want a 28, but then shall I add an extra couple of centimeters for like seam allowance and stuff? So we'll do this 30 centimeters. I can always go back in and re-sew and tighten things up. I can't add extra fabric. I'm assuming you can add extra fabric, but I don't know how. And now I need to draw around my hand, and I want to spread my hands as wide as I can because last time I didn't, and the gaps in between, I had no gap at all to sew. I'll go close and then I'll add some extra bits. Tell you what, I'm going to straighten this arm up because that's what they did in the video. I'm also going to need to add an extra centimetre around the seam allowance. It's definitely something I didn't do at all last time I made a pair of gloves. And I do try. I think people think I don't try. I do try to learn and make things properly, but it just never seems to work. Neaten this up a bit and add that seam allowance. Because last time I didn't have enough of like the cut in, and then it was really, really difficult to sew. Okay, I feel confident about that.
You shouldn't.
I feel very confident about that.
You shouldn't.
Right, get this weighted down. I may be overly cautious with weighing this down, but I don't want any of this fabric moving. Pizza roll of time and just get this glove cut out. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, aren't these sexy gloves? Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, great. Oh, my hand will fit in there fine. I feel way more confident about this one, you know, compared to the last one. The last one I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And to be fair, I still don't really. And now I just need to clip these gloves together. I was thinking about clipping the fringe on now and then sewing it together with the fringe. But obviously I'm going to sew these inside out. And if I was adding fringe on them now, the fringe would end up on the inside of the glove rather than the outside of the glove. So I think it's best to do the fringe at the end. I want to get the gloves perfect first. Oh, I've made very long fingers. My fingers aren't that long, are they? Ah, gloves. I hope these work. I really hope they work. So yes, your favourite content creator, obviously me, has been very poorly the past week. And also I've been at work, so it's been really hard to like recover. So I had the weekend off, that's literally just gone, it's Monday today. And the weekend I really need to get like loads of stuff done, I need to do loads of recording, etc. I just couldn't function, I couldn't really move. But I feel a lot better today, I feel like I'm starting to finally pick up. I don't understand why colds hit me so hard. Like I just had one not long ago and that nearly finished us off, and now I've had another one. She's like, just leave us alone. Just leave me alone, please. And also I used to blame people I lived with and stuff for catching so many colds. I can't do that now because I'm the only person here. So I can't give myself germs, can I? In fact, it's because of where I work. People coming into hospital with colds. Did I ever tell you about the time someone coughed in my face? It was when I was at work and this patient asked us for some like directions or advice or something, I can't remember. And then he just coughed in my face. And then what happened a few days later? And got very poorly, didn't he? Because people just don't keep the germs to themselves. I also blame the weather. Like spring started off quite nice and like okay and stuff, and it has gone so cold and so freezing. Apparently we're due some like really nice weather, and by the time this video comes out we might be getting some really nice weather. But recently it has been absolutely freezing. Like the weather and the seasons in the UK are just so inconsistent. You can just never tell what's actually going to happen and what's it going to be like. It's a surprise literally every year. Surprise! Like there was one day it was lovely and bright and sunny, and then it went really dark and started hailstorming, and then it went really bright and sunny, and then it went really dark and windy and rainy, and then it went really sunny, and then it went really dark and rainy again. I was like, oh my god, just pick something and just choose that and keep it that way. Stop changing. That's what the weather's like in the UK. It just likes to take the piss. So I think that's why I've been poorly. Shitty weather and other poorly people being around us. But that's my quota now. Summer's coming up and stuff. I'm not getting sick during summer, that's not fair. You can have us at winter, fair enough, that's acceptable and kind of expected. But summer, you keep your hands off us.
It's been 84 years.
Sewing machine has arrived. I've already threaded it and I'm pretty sure I've threaded it correctly. It's weird, even though I haven't done this for a long time, and I thought that I would forget certain things, like threading a sewing machine. It's actually quite easy, it's all come back to us. Right, let's try and sew these gloves together. A little bit worried. This is where it'll all go wrong. Obviously I hope it doesn't go wrong, but you never know. I feel like I'm sewing a longer edge in. What is that? I'm using the measurements on my sewing machine, but I have a feeling that seems a bit too big. Oh no, it's a centimetre. All right, I'm lying. It just feels really massive. I'm panicking because I don't know whether my fingers are going to fit into this now. I hate sewing around like curvy bits. Oh, what's even happened to that? I don't know. It's also de-threaded itself. Bear with. We've just got a few technical issues. It got a bit caught in the machine. It's fine, it's not gonna phase us. We will continue eventually. The fingertips on these gloves might just be a little bit weird. Threaded, let's start again. What is going on? What are you doing? Why'd you, oh, you've pulled the fabric right inside.
Bubbles in the fridge.
What is going on with this? All I'm going to say is I'm going to be so fortunate and so lucky if my fingers can fit in these. Oh, I don't know. They might just say get away with it. I feel like I've made the seam allowance too tight and I don't know how because I've made it massive. My confidence is dwindling now. Okay, I think we have a glove. It looks like a glove. There's some thin parts. My fingers are not that thin. Before I saw the next one, I just want to see if this is going to fit. Is that even sewn? It skipped a stitch. Right there, I'm going to have to re-sew that bit. I don't know what's happened to that. I've never seen my sewing machine do that before. It's literally started. It's sewn all the way down there, but there, it's just kind of so patchy and not correct at all. Okay, let's turn this inside out and see if this glove is going to fit us and whether this has been worth my time. It's going to be tight around my arm as well. How have I not, like, I don't understand. I've given myself so much more seam allowance, yet for some reason I've made it tight again and I've made these huge. I don't understand. I thought I was being generous when I measured this. I've made it too tight. I know I have. It's the same mistake. I feel like I haven't learned anything. I sometimes wonder, right, why I bothered attempting to do a sewing machine series. It has to be the literal worst sewing machine series on the internet. I don't think there'll be lots of sewing machine channels, I can imagine, but I don't think anyone is as bad as me. I think I win an award. It's not an award anyone wants, but apparently if it was going, I would win it because I've just never known anyone so shit at textiles in my life. But I keep trying, don't I? It doesn't stop as I keep trying. And look how thin that finger is. That's your baby finger. Do you think my baby finger's going to fit in that? I don't think it will, you know. Where's the other finger at? Oh, I've gone right through it. I'm in a fragile state because I'm not very well and honestly I can't. Oh my god, that's not even sewn either. I've missed like so many bits. The thumb's not even sewn together. Oh my god. Oh, I swear down. I honestly think I've done a worse job this time than I did last time. I don't know how that's possible. Really don't. It's just going to take us about 10 hours just to get the fingers out, so bear with us. Whilst I am wrestling with this, do you like my new light? Because it just wasn't lit well enough and I fancied another light because I don't have enough apparently. But look what I can do. I can change the colours on it. Isn't that fun? It can do like weird things as well. So that kind of like goes through all the colours. Which setting do we like the best? Do we like all colours or just one colour? I think we'll stick on one colour. It's even got like a little mode where it detects music and it'll kind of, I don't know, do like a light show to the music for some reason. I'm not sponsored by that light, by the way. Where's the other finger at? I can't even get the fingers out. Which hand is this? The left one, I think. Oh, you know what? I might just say get it on my arm. Why? Why didn't I pick a stretchy fabric for? I'm such an idiot. I'm gonna have to cut it. I don't think there's a third hole. But I made one. I made another finger. I know I did. I didn't make 3 fingers. I'm scrapping that glove. Today I'm going to try and make one glove with fringe. This one was a fail. It's an absolute shitter. I can't do anything with it. I'm going to try to salvage it with this one. And I'm going to make the margins on this one way tighter. They're going to be like so generous and so thin, which means I'm going to have to really concentrate when sewing. And the thing is, when you make your seam allowance really small, that's when it starts to get stuck in the sewing machine. Right, wish me luck on this one. I'm going to try harder and learn from that mistake. Hopefully this one will actually fit my arm. Oh, fuck me. Why are you being an absolute ass face for? It's all stuck inside the... Have I threaded this wrong or something? I don't understand. Why are you being an absolute little shit face for? I'm sure I did that right. I have to remember though, it's been a very, very long time since I did any sewing. So I knew I was going to be rusty, didn't I? Oh my god, was my foot even down? I don't think my foot was down properly. It was kind of hanging up. What's happened to my foot actually? It's all weird. Oh, I don't know. I can't even remember what it looked like to begin with. It just looks bent. It looks like I've broke it. Things aren't going well today. Can you not remember the time when I was like on a roll and everything was going like really well and everything was just going right? Can you remember them times? Because I feel like I started off and everything always went shit. Everything was always a disaster. It always went wrong. And then Ant decided to get his shit together, or he just got lucky and things started to go really well. Well, I think I'm in the era of Ant doing shit again. So I can only apologise to everyone. I know some people do get frustrated, but the universe has done something and my skills have been affected. So I'm just preparing you all now, mentally and emotionally, including myself, that this may be a turning point for really shit things to come from Ant.
Oh, I can't wait.
See, that sewing's going a little bit better. That feels more kind of fluid and natural. Maybe I didn't thread the lower thread properly the first time and that's why I was having issues. I don't know, something went wrong because that felt really... Did it even sew actually before I started talking? Yes, it sewed and it didn't skip anything. I think I had the bottom thread in wrong. I'm almost certain of it because that's like night and day difference. No wonder I was having so many issues. It wasn't my fault. Well, it was technically my fault, but still. That was much better, and I honestly think these might have the potential to actually fit my hands, which is great because when you're making gloves, that's one literal thing that you need is for the gloves to actually fit. It's definitely still not going to fit my arm, I can tell. There's no way my finger's going to fit through there. I'm going to have to compromise. What I'm going to do, and I know this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to cut my fingers off. I'm going to do an avant-garde, two-fingered fringed glove. Changed my mind. This was actually originally what I planned to do, believe it or not. I just didn't want anyone to know that. I wanted it to be like a little surprise at the end. So that's nice. And then you've just got this, and this could be like a little chin accessory. Like, oh, gobble gobble, I'm a turkey. You know, you could do anything with it. Sure. I tell you what, I could do it with the other glove as well. I could cut the fingers off and I could have a pair of just like two-fingered gloves. I feel like a superhero. You know what? That's a bit of a serve. Oh, I've totally transformed that. Who's this?
A little bitch.
Honestly, I'm kind of obsessed. I think I've made fashion. I don't think I've seen this before. Have I invented something? Just call me like, who's a fashion person? Dior. Just call me Dior. J'adore Dior. Okay, well, I'll cut the other fingers off and then we can have two. Hey, a pair of gloves. Oh my god, I'm doing so much better than last time. Fair enough, obviously, we've got weird finger things, but this is fine. Oh, wait till we get fringe on these. Oh my god, oh, you're in for a treat. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll figure it out. Who doesn't love fringe? Fringe is fantastic. Ah, it's just so glamorous, honestly, look at that. Wait till that's like shaking off my arms.
And then I'ma fart in your mouth!
And this is them, that's where I wear them, isn't it? So I want fringe along this bottom part. Let me just think how I'm gonna do this. Do I want one layer or two? Will my sewing machine get through all of this? So I'm thinking I'll just clip it along here and just literally just sew it along. I think that's all I need to do, isn't it? And we'll do another one for the other side as well. I feel like we don't see fringe on enough clothing. I feel like the trend now needs to be gaudy things up. Like I wanna see fringe, I wanna see shit on stuff, you know? I don't wanna see plain boring stuff anymore. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of your clothes, totally bored. I want to see fringe and stuff. Like I was looking online the other day, so I want some new t-shirts and stuff, and I swear down, the most infuriating thing about clothing companies and designers and stuff is they put the print on the back of the t-shirt. Why? I don't look at my back. I never ever see my back. I never ever look at my back. I look at my front, so I want the print on the front. I don't care who sees my back. And it was literally every single t-shirt had a printed back. Just like, oh my god, what a waste of a print. I want to enjoy my print. I don't care about anyone else. Tell you what I might have to do is buy a t-shirt, because obviously I can't make t-shirts at the moment. And just like, fringe, shall I make a fringe t-shirt? Let me know. It doesn't matter, I think I've already made my mind up. I was going to say let me know in the comments, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I should do it one bit at a time. I think if I do it all at the same time, I'm going to make a mistake, aren't I? I know I am. I'll do one, turn it around and do the other one. So I've finally finished making my avant-garde fringe fingerless gloves, and I personally think that these were way better than the first set of gloves I've ever made, but I'm gonna let you decide. So what are your thoughts on my gloves? Is it nice? Is it sexy? It's very tactile. Oh my god. Honestly, if everyone wore fringe and everything was fringy, we would just not stop touching each other. Oh my god. Everyone would be just so turned on all the time. Why isn't this on every item of clothing we ever own? We should all have fringe on clothing. Oh my god. Is this going to be my personality now? Am I going to be the weird fringe person? I don't mind. I'm obsessed. I actually love it. The thing is, this went from a normal, boring, pair of gloves with fringe on to like just something better. I'm gonna walk around all the time like this. Sorry everyone, just squeeze past. Just come for my shopping. Does anyone know where the apples are? That's what I'm after. Oh, and the Black Tower. Need some Black Tower and some tequila. So yes, I'm very pleased that I've done this today. It was all worth it, it really was. I thought I was getting really bad at sewing. Turns out I'm getting really good at sewing. Anyway, if you enjoyed my fashionable treat today, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. And since the Sewing Machine series is back up and running, what do we want to see next? Let me know your thoughts below. Don't know whether I can top fringe fingerless gloves, but I'll give it my best go. Don't obviously recommend anything really hard to make because obviously that won't end well. I'm gonna have to really start practicing because I need something like really good to make in one of these. I want something that like technically fits us. That's what I want. I feel like I haven't quite got that yet. I want something that I can wear and it looks like I bought it at a shop. I don't know whether I'm ever going to get there though. I'm trying, but it feels like a goal in the distance and I don't think I'll ever get there, but I'm going to keep trying. But anyway, I shall see you next week, a brand new video, and I might still be wearing these, you never know. Oh, look at that. I'm just hiding myself. Like, no thanks. Don't want to see anyone today. Especially for people who don't like social activities. You could just, oh, fringe hat. A fringe hat. Just thought there with that big sombrero fringe thing. Ooh, fringe is really expensive. Why does it have to be so expensive? Because I want to fringe everything. Fringe hat and a fringe t-shirt. A full fringe costume's coming soon. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones.